You know, AI videos aren't just about explosions or over-the-top action. Sometimes it's all about the build-up, that slow, steady tension. The cinematic moment where you just know something big is about to happen. I decided to recreate a classic scene using nothing but AI. Inspired by Indiana Jones, I went for a slow Dolly In full of mystery and suspense. Step 1. The character. I needed someone who felt like Indiana Jones, so I painted the image with words. Rugged features, sun-kissed skin, a dusty fedora casting shadows over intense eyes. That unmistakable adventurer vibe. I described every detail, the leather jacket, the whip, the stasher, until he looked like he's just stepped out of the jungle, ready to dodge traps and grab the prize. But before jumping into video, I took a crucial step. I tested the design using a text-to-image generator. This isn't just a preview, it's where you shape the entire visual identity. It let me refine the look, the lighting, the clothing, until everything felt just right. Honestly, this step saved me a ton of time before jumping into video generation. Now here is a pro tip. In the original film, the treasure is in front of Indiana. To mimic that, in an AI-generated video, I had to break the scene into 2 distinct shots, each with its own full description, with camera movement, background, subject, and lighting. I also used a negative prompt. I wanted Indiana to stay completely still during the Dolly In, so I added, "The man doesn't move," to prevent the model from animating him walking forward. A Dolly In means the camera physically moves closer to the subject. It's not a zoom. It creates a smooth, cinematic approach that adds depth and suspense. Want to try it yourself? Here's a short version of the prompt. Scene 1. A rugged man stands still inside an ancient temple. The camera slowly dollies in toward his face as tension builds. He doesn't move. Scene 2. A Dolly In towards a golden idol that sits on a pedestal in a dark chamber. The lighting is moody and the mood is adventurous and suspenseful. A disturbing, uncomfortable moment recreated entirely with AI. Here is how I did it. The opening scene of A Clockwork Orange is creepy enough on its own, but when I recreated it with AI, it gave me that same uneasy feeling. I started by describing Alex in chilling detail. The one-eye makeup, the cold stare, and that unsettling smirk. To intensify the mood, I added a harsh overhead spotlight, casting deep shadows across his face to create stark contrast between light and dark, a technique known as chiaroscuro lighting. The camera starts in a tight close-up, then slowly zooms out to reveal not just Alex but his entire gang. Zooming out is often used in filmmaking to build tension or slowly revealing a disturbing truth. Zooming in, on the other hand, draws attention inward, heightening focus, intimacy, or pressure. So, do you want to give your viewers the same creepy tension? Here's a shortened version of the AI prompt. Start with a tight close-up of a pale young man in one-eye makeup, smirking coldly. Slowly zoom out to reveal him seated with 3 similarly dressed men in surreal, futuristic bar. Use harsh overhead spotlighting and strong chiaroscuro contrast. Ever been wowed by those floating scenes in movies, where the character seems still but the whole world shifts around them? You're not alone. That surreal effect makes the character feel frozen in time, alert and aware, while withdrawn into their world, sensing something big is coming. So, how do you create that cinematic magic with AI? Well, I did just that using Google Veo 3 with nothing more than a well-crafted prompt. The most important part of the scene is the camera movement, called a double dolly shot. In real filmmaking, it's done by moving the camera forward while the subject moves backward at exactly the same speed. The result? A floating, dreamlike effect where the subject stays centered and everything around them stretches and shifts. AI can pull this off beautifully if you guide it with the right details. Now for the character, I was very specific. A tall, confident black man with short cropped hair, a beard, and a brown fedora. He's holding a small metallic object, adding a hint of mystery. The background. I like to mix things up to make the scene more interesting. This time, I went for a nighttime urban setting with blurred neon signs and distant city lights. For the lighting, I combined warm ambient street lights with cool blue neon glow to add cinematic contrast. And I threw in a soft rim light around the subject to help separate him from the moving background. That part is optional, but I love the effect. And of course, music. Google Veo 3 is great at generating music too. I just described the vibe I wanted. Smooth, mellow jazz with a slow rhythm to match the motion and mood of the scene. Here's the short version of the prompt I used. Double dolly shot of a black man in a fedora. The subject moving backward while the camera moves forward. Urban dusk background. Warm street lights, cool blue neon lightning, and mellow jazz music. This entire scene was created using AI. And yes, you can do it too. The challenge in recreating the Inception hallway fight is getting the characters to fight on the ceiling. Telling the AI to make them fight on the ceiling isn't enough. You have to explain that gravity is bending and the characters are now standing vertically, completely upside down. The camera movement is called a tilt, which means it stays in a fixed position and moves up and down to follow the action. So our prompt becomes: two men are fighting inside a narrow hallway. The action flips onto the ceiling. Gravity bends. They are now fighting vertically. The camera tilts to follow them upside down. What if your AI scene could feel like a thriller before a single word is spoken? This scene is a recreation of the opening shot from It Follows, made entirely with AI. I wanted the AI to build tension, not just action. To do that, I added a mood to the prompt, telling the AI to make the scene tense and suspenseful. The camera movement is called a pan. It moves left or right from a fixed position. And I told the AI to move the camera slowly to create that creeping, intense feeling. So, if you want to create something like this yourself, here's the prompt. A camera slowly and smoothly pans from a quiet street toward a house. Then it continues panning, following a girl as she steps out the door and runs across the street. She looks scared. The mood is suspenseful and tense, creating a feeling of unease. Tracking shot prompt. Want to mimic the shining, iconic 1980 opening? Here is the camera movement. A slow, cinematic aerial drone shot, flying above and behind a yellow car, smoothly tracking over a winding mountain road. I made the AI sing without even asking it to. The scene from Titanic was recreated entirely with AI. I wanted to capture the romantic moment between Jack and Rose and make the viewer feel it too. To do that, I described how Jack feels about Rose, then reinforced the emotion in the mood section of the prompt. In the original film, the scene takes place inside a room, but I moved it out onto the ship with the ocean in the background to make it even more romantic. And voila! The moment I generated the video, I was surprised. Jack started singing.
You jump, I jump, remember? I can't turn away without knowing you're alright.
The AI felt the romance so clearly, it turned the moment into the start of a love song, all on its own. The camera angle is called an over-the-shoulder shot. It's filmed from behind one character, looking toward the other, often used to create emotional intimacy, but also common in dialogue scenes and dramatic reveals. To capture that same emotional feeling, try this AI prompt. Over-the-shoulder shot from behind Rose. Her auburn hair framing Jack's tender, intense face. He looks at her with deep emotion, delivering his heartful line by the ship's railing against a vast, romantic ocean horizon at dusk. Static shot using telephoto lens. Remember that mirrored scene from Lawrence of Arabia 1962? Here is a prompt to create something similar. A lone rider appears far away in the heat, slowly coming closer across a huge desert, with a fixed camera position using a telephoto lens. Extreme close-up prompt.
Here's Johnny.
Want to recreate the spin-chilling moment from The Shining 1980? Use this prompt. Static shot through a broken wooden door crack. A man's face peels through with a wild grin, staring in as he yells, "Here's Johnny." Dolly Zoom or vertigo effect prompt. Ever wondered how Jaws 1975 created that iconic moment of sudden fear? It's all thanks to the Dolly Zoom effect. To recreate it in AI, try this prompt. Dolly the camera in, while zooming out, on a man at the beach. His expression frozen as the world behind him whelps in fear. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss my upcoming AI tutorials. And if you are looking to learn AI or need AI integration services for your business, visit my website www.aiportalen.com to explore my courses and services. See you in the next video.